Hey, what's up, everybody? This is something I don't normally do, but I kind of do hope I can do more of this in the future. Today I'm talking about the stable Retribution. Arguably something that's I consider one of the most disappointing things that WWE has done. I mean, I was kind of positive about it at first because they did have a cool look, like especially Dio Madden over there. He looks fucking awesome. And when Mustafa Ali was revealed to be the leader, and because as a Mustafa Ali mark, I was kind of hoping that he could kind of lead the stable up. And while the stable has gotten better under his regime, it's not saying much. So I'm going to talk about what went wrong with Retribution. The easy answer to that is when they first debuted. See, Retribution is kind of considered to be like a stable of wrestlers that are trying to take over the WWE and tear down the system. Which people, I think WWE fans have kind of gotten used to seeing as they're not going to win because from the Alliance in 2001 to the Nexus in 2010 to probably a bunch of others that never really went anywhere. These guys are not. We're not going to win. So it's kind of some fans already were like, okay, we don't care. There's also kind of all these little things where like these masked men would kind of come into WWE events, just destroy things, and firebombed the outside of the performance center, which is a cool visual. But then you kind of realize like, what the hell is going on? Like the more you look at it, the more it's kind of dumb. Especially when these guys were given WWE contracts. That was really weird. um, and then like when the Retribution members at first were like these masked guys, like on the far right of this image, like you can see right there. These were like the masked men that were kind of representing Retribution at first, and then like the members were revealed. They are T-Bar, aka Dominic Dajakovic, Mace, aka Dio Madden, Slapjack, aka Shane Thorne, Mustafa Ali as the leader. But though he wasn't there at first. Um, Mia Yim, also known as fucking forgot her name. I think it was Retribution, probably. Um, actually forgot. I actually forgot what they called Mia Yim. Mercedes Martinez was also originally part of the group as Retaliation. Oh, Mia Yim was called Reckoning. My bad. She's called Reckoning. Um, anyway, yeah, Mercedes Martinez was part of it at first, but then I guess she just kind of pieced out and went back to NXT. Kind of don't blame her. Oh, I do hope to see her back on NXT. On a short side note, um, so apparently these guys are trying to tear down WWE because of the corrupt system of superstars that stab each other in the back and all that shit. Which sounds nice on paper, and I'll give them credit. Like all the four of these guys, they really tried to put this gimmick over as hell on Twitter. T-Bar's Twitter game was especially really good, but it's like they weren't really all that good, like at winning matches, which is kind of sad because they would lose a lot to the Hurt Business. Like I remember Slapjack lost like a 3-minute match to Bobby Lashley at Hell in a Cell. I think that's another problem with Retribution was like at the time they already had like this giant stable in the Hurt Business that was kind of taking over Raw, and they were I think a lot better booked because they were winning matches. Like Lashley was the United States champion. Shelton and Cedric were getting like momentum as a tag team. And MVP was a great manager or mouthpiece. So yeah, like you have these two heel factions that are supposed to be dominant, and like you put them in the ring together. Like it's a cool visual, but like one of them's gonna have to lose if you're gonna book it like that, which is dumb. Uh, and also I mentioned this briefly, but the names were also another big problem with this group. You see, their names I get because they're all weapons. Like Mace, T-Bar, and Slapjack are all types of weapons. but they just sound really dumb. Like, I think Mace kind of works, but T-Bar and Slapjack do not work. In my opinion, of course, and the opinion of everyone else. So yeah, that's another major problem with the group. Like, it's hard to take. I'm not one who says like names are an end all be all. Like, I mean, one of the most popular guys in AEW is a guy named after a fruit. But I mean, at least that fruit is winning, or like the guy named after the fruit is winning matches. Like, he just beat Chris Jericho twice. Can't say the same thing for Retribution. I mean, they did get a little better after Mustafa Ali was revealed to be the leader, and it was a cool moment because I believe Ali was teaming up with Ricochet and Apollo Crews, and he revealed himself to be the like kind of the ringleader of Retribution, and he also revealed himself to be the SmackDown hacker. That was kind of dropped after a while, and they kind of brought it back here, which I kind of thought was nice. Because personally, I always figured that the hacker was connected to this somehow, because this Retribution angle didn't really take off until the hacker stopped showing up to reveal dirty secrets. So I kind of figured that Mustafa, and I always kind of figured I actually didn't always figure that Mustafa Ali was the hacker. But like after I kind of figured that out, it was like, I wonder how they're gonna bring that back, and they did. But yeah, and like they're have a mixed record with matches now. Like they've won some, like Team Retribution actually defeated Team Raw before Survivor Series. Slapjack recently beat Ricochet, and like I think they have a couple other victories. And they chokeslammed the Turkey on main event. But yeah, they've also lost. Like Dana Brooke has been able to beat Reckoning twice, and I think they're already teasing dissension, which is not good, because that already means that the gimmick is failing, and they're like, maybe we'll drop this. And I also don't know how they're gonna drop it, like, because I feel bad for a lot of these guys on here because they clearly put in a lot of work to try and make this work, and I mean the guys in the ring. Like, Ali was a master at cutting these promos to try and make them make sense and give their purpose like some logic to it. I'll always give him credit for that, and I'll give credit to the other guys who are trying to make this work. But between the dumb names, the weird as hell debut, and like the fact that they can't really seem to maintain a winning streak, and also the fact that they're kind of inconsistent with how they're being portrayed. Like at one point, there are guys who are taking over the WWE and beating up everybody and destroying property, but then they get WWE contracts, music, and like you can see their Titantron back there. So it's like, are they employees or just trying to make them happy so they don't end up destroying you, which is not working? It's very odd. If I can say what would have made Retribution better, is that first off, you don't have these guys have these stupid code names. Just give them their names. Like, just call them Shane Thorne, Dio Madden, Dominic Dijakovic. Like, I don't care how cool most of them look, except for Shane Thorne with that fucking paper plate mask. But I don't care how good they look in that kind of outfit. Like, it's just kind of not worth it if you have to have these stupid names attached to them. When you could have you could have portrayed what you wanted to better by showing them their names. Because when you think about it, the people in this group kind of do make a lot of sense. Dio Madden was kind of left to the wayside, like to do commentary with Jerry Lawler and Vic Joseph, and then got beaten up by Lesnar with no consequence to Lesnar. Shane Thorne was always left to the wayside, like between his tag partner Nick Miller leaving and Brandon Vick just disappearing off of TV for some reason, and like him never getting a chance on NXT. Like, he has a reason to be mad too. Dominic Dijakovic was one half of all those great matches with Keith Lee, especially their classic at TakeOver. But Keith Lee was the one that got the NXT championship. He was the one that got the call up. and he was the one that beat Randy Orton clean on pay-per-view, so he has a reason. And Mia Yim's kind of that same way. Like, she's like was always a steady hand in the women's division. Like, always the one that gives the good matches, good to great. And like, she never got the real opportunity aside from that one meh match with Shayna Baszler. And Ali makes perfect sense to be the leader because he's been kind of screwed by the system before. Like Lesnar taking away the Money in the Bank contract. Um, and like Mustafa Ali does have a strong sense of justice. So like, if these guys were just a group of wrestlers that banded together to kind of take out like who they determined to be the the toxic people in the locker room, like all the backstabbers and all that stuff, I think that would have been a lot better and kind of made them look better than this outside group trying to take over WWE. Especially when some of these masks aren't really good at hiding their identities, especially Mia Yim's, because like you could tell it's Mia Yim like a second after looking at her. And like Dominic is like the only one that tried to look different because he has like she shaved his head completely. Um, so yeah, that's how I would have made them better. And also I think they might have been better off just being on SmackDown. Because SmackDown doesn't really have a giant heel stable. So like they could have gone in and dominate. It would have made more sense for them to dominate SmackDown while Raw kept the Hurt Business. Now, right now, SmackDown's like the A show, so with whoever's writing that show, maybe they could have booked Retribution better. I don't know. This is a lot of what ifs, but like I'm just saying, Retribution, it has potential, or it had potential, but like now it's just kind of five guys who are in this failing gimmick. Like fans don't give a shit. They're trying their damnedest to make this make sense, and I applaud them for that. But it's a lost cause, honestly. And yeah, I'm getting coughs just like thinking about like what could have been. So that's it for the video. Pour one out for Mustafa Ali. What did you guys think of the video? Would you like to see more like this where I tackle WWE, AEW, TNA, whatever stuff like in video form? I had please, and if you like the video, please like it, share it, comment, and subscribe since I'm trying to hit 200 subscribers. Uh, and that's all I have to say about it. I'll see you all next time. And be sure to stay beautiful because I most certainly am not going to do that for you.